To use Grammarly, simply click on the Grammarly link located below Writing Tools. This is typically located above Week 1 in your course. This will take you to an informational page about Grammarly. You want to make sure that you're using this exact link here, and during the registration process, make sure you are using your Vista Gmail account. After clicking on the Grammarly link, it's going to take you to My Grammarly. If it's been a while since you've been in last, it will take you to the login screen. Once you've logged in, you'll be taken to My Grammarly here. If this is your first time logging in, this section will be blank, and all you will see is this section here, New and Upload. To get started and to upload a document you have written, simply select Upload. You will then be prompted to search your computer and upload a document or assignment that you need to edit and correct. Once you've selected the assignment and open the assignment, it will appear within My Grammarly. Now, to edit or continue editing a document, simply click on the document and the document will load. As the document loads, it's going to check for any possible grammar issues that need to be fixed. Alright, now once this loads up, it's going to give you a few pieces of information. Number one, it's going to show you what your score is. It will show you your unoriginal or plagiarized information or content here, which is 59%. And then it's going to show you what your critical issues are. So we want to see the critical issue number go down, the percentage for the unoriginal or plagiarism go down, and the score go up. Okay, so you have the content of the paper, it's more in the center, and then you have several links to the left. Now this is going to take you back to My Grammarly, which we just looked at. Below that, this will allow you to paste text over if you would rather click on New and Paste rather than Upload. So there are two ways you can get a document in here, either create it from scratch and paste the text in, or just upload an existing document from your computer. Below that, here is where you would download the corrected version of your paper back to your computer to submit to your instructor. Below that is a pen tip icon. You want to make sure that all these items are on. Simply click on the slider button to turn off and on. The red number indicates the number of issues you have within each category. Below that is a magnifying glass, which is plagiarism. You want to make sure this is also turned on, and this gives you the percentage of plagiarized information. And lastly is vocabulary enhancement. Again, you want to make sure this is on, and it looks like we have two issues regarding vocabulary enhancement. Alright, after checking to make sure all of your settings are configured correctly, we want to go through the editing process. This is done on the right side of the page. So as you hover over an item, it's going to highlight it in blue over on the left. It's going to give you all kinds of information and feedback. For example, if there is incorrect spacing and we click on that, again, it's going to give us some more information that we need to correct that with. If we click on the card again, it will then collapse. Again, if we click on passive voice, it's going to show us what the issue is, and also some other items or examples that we can read to rewrite this passive voice section to make it correct as well. Again, just click on the top of the card and it will collapse. Also, other items include punctuation, spelling, and grammar that gives us what the correct answer or what the correction is, and all you have to do is click on the correction and it will put it in place for you. So right now our score is 83, and on these items, if we simply click on them, it will change it for us. And let's go ahead and click on that one as well. So as we go through the paper and correct each item, it's going to correct the item and then give us feedback and ultimately increase the score. So we see now the score has gone up to 85. We have 15 critical issues. Now a quick word about unoriginal text. So for example, this is what it's going to look like. The magnifying glass, unoriginal text, 201 words, which is a lot. So plagiarism is essentially using somebody else's work. So copying and pasting from a website, using direct information from books or other articles. If you are using borrowed information, you need to make sure you cite that work in your paper. You also want to make sure, though, that you're using your own words so that the majority of your paper isn't coming from somebody else's work. So essentially, the majority of this paper, 59% of it, is actually just copied and pasted. It's somebody else's work. So you want to make sure that you're using your own words as you're creating your papers and not just copying and pasting information that others have come up with. Now, as you've gone through all of these items, and again, you want to make sure plagiarism or unoriginal is below 40%. And again, anything borrowed that is just not a common phrase needs to be cited within the paper. Once you're satisfied with what your score is, in this case we are up to 86 now, just simply click on the score button and you'll be presented with a score report. So it shows you what your score is out of 100, what alerts or how many issues are still remaining, and what the percentage of plagiarism or unoriginal content is. If we feel good about that, then simply click on Download Detailed Report. After clicking Download Detailed Report, we'll be prompted to then save this Grammarly report to our computer. So I'm going to select Save As. Now if you just have a save option, it's going to save it typically directly into your download folder, which will be located here. But I'm going to save it actually to my desktop just for ease of access. Now the default name is Report. You may want to change it. For me, this is Document 7, parentheses 2. So I'm actually going to do Document 7, parentheses 2, period, Grammarly, and save that so that I know it's the actual Grammarly report. And once I save that, we have one last thing to do. So we're going to close the Grammarly report, and we're going to go back over to the third icon down, which is downloading the now more correct version of our paper. So once we select download, again, we're going to be prompted to save the correct version of our paper to our computer. And so here it is here. I'm going to go to Save As, and again, I'm going to save it to my desktop again. Now here it takes the name of your paper and then puts a dot edited at the end of it so that you know what was your original paper versus the corrected version. So I'm going to go ahead and save that to my desktop. Now, when I minimize everything and I go to my desktop, here's my Grammarly report that I've got to submit. This is my actual original paper, and here is my corrected or edited version of the paper. So you want to submit the most correct version of it. However, one thing you want to look at is with the corrected or edited version of the paper, sometimes the APA formatting that you may have used prior to uploading the assignment to correct, sometimes that gets thrown off a little bit. So if your instructor is requiring you to write your papers in APA format, once you have saved this edited version of your paper, make sure that your APA style is still intact, and if not, make any adjustments you need to so that your formatting is correct. At this point, you would go to your assignment activity and upload these two files here. So you'd be uploading your paper as well as your Grammarly report.